All right, yeah.
There you go.
That's it. So you ain't got.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. That's no problem.
You ain't got to
what
worry
we're
about
worried
that.
about right here is.
Say good evening. You're now live.
Yeah, man.
Oh yeah, we are live. YouTube, what's up?
What's up?
Oh, sitting here babbling away with my boys here. Highway Jack with you. We're gonna go live here in just a minute. As soon as I can figure this thing out, we're captain behind the wheel, blind as a bat, and about drunk as a fart in a whirlwind. But we'll see how we do this thing.
Cool.
Sitting here with Military Mike over there. What time?
Yeah.
You do your show what, Monday night?
Monday nights,
Monday night,
World
so-
According to Mike, and then Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 10 on the morning show with DJ Scotty.
Well, we're going to kick the radio part of this thing off here in just a minute.
Go ahead and advance it and get your 2 30-second commercials done, and then you're ready to go live.
You're saying advance it. He's saying it like I've been here before.
No, that's
He does
you're
that.
getting school.
He's narcissistic. He
like
thinks
swimming,
it makes
dude.
him feel
You have to
better
throw
that you
your
do.
hand.
Well, no, I already told on my live feed that Scotty had already told me the other day he was in my world. Now I'm in his, and he was going to just take me to school real hard.
Yep, left click. There
Take you
go.
to
Now
school
you're
real hard. In
You
other
got
words,
60 seconds, 2 30-second commercials, and then as soon as the commercials end, you'll hear your Aussie entrance and then lock the talk, and it's all you. But you are live on video, so don't forget your video people are still watching.
You mean I shouldn't get up like you did this morning with my pants halfway down, right?
I had to come in here and twerk. It was too funny.
Yeah, well, I guess somebody got a kick out of that. I don't know who it was.
did you see when he came in with the God knows what kind of shorts those were?
Yeah, what do you biker shorts
Yeah.
or something?
Hey, Mike.
I'm going to have to take.
No, don't do that to him on the first night.
Oh, they're already wanting to prank me out.
Nah, man. He's last thing you need is like him freaking
Hey, like I
artillery shell shot.
You built this, right? So if you screw it up and let me screw it up on the first time out, man,
No,
it's all you, baby.
You
know?
can't. You can't, man. You can't. We'll have fun, man. We're gonna.
Yeah, I have to get used to running this shit for a moment here.
And the thing you
You'll
have
be
to
fine.
always remember, and it feels so odd at first, is even though you're on commercial, everybody's still watching.
Right. And that's what I told them in the live feed. I said, you guys are going to see some stuff that the other guys don't get to hear. So, you might see some hand gesturing, I said, and some of it,
And then keep in mind, this says 0 viewers right now, but if they're watching on a mobile device, we don't see them. So it's all you. Go ahead and click live and lock the talk, and it's you. You're live at that point.
And we're going to fade over in 20 seconds. All right. Angry American is in the house, y'all. Watch out. Highway Jack with you, sitting here with Military Mike.
Hey, what's happening?
What is the Angry American about? Well, let me tell you, it's about everything that gets you angry, America. So we're going to have some fun, and we might piss a few folks off, Mike.
That's why I'm here tonight.
That's what Scotty said. Now,
I'm running buffer.
I got a little thing here I want to do that's a little bit different.
You do it. It's your show. Highway Jack.
Yeah, we're going to roll this up, and this is what we do. This was done back in like 1940 something, and I'm bad with dates. My memory's gone like my hair. So we're going to roll this, and I'm going to try to get through this, but I'm a patriotic fool, so I may crush up and cry like a baby before I get through with this.
We're good.
We're good?
We're good. It's all good.
Let's see if we can do this. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a Pledge of Allegiance. You might have heard this before, but a lot of people don't know what it is, so I'm going to break it down for you. Here we go. I, me, an individual, a committee of one, pledge, dedicate all my worldly good, live without self-pity. Allegiance, my love and my devotion. To the flag, our standard, Old Glory, a symbol of courage. And wherever she waves, there is respect, because your loyalty has given her dignity that shouts, freedom is everybody's job. Of the united, that means we have all come together. States, individual committees that have united into 48 states then, 50 as we know it now, to enact, with pride and dignity and purpose. All divided in imaginary boundaries, yet united to a common cause, and that's the love of the country. States, individual communities that have united. I did that, didn't I, Mike?
That sounded pretty good.
Yeah, all right. States, we passed of America and to the republic. A republic is sovereign state in which power is invested into the representatives chosen by the people to govern, and the government is the people. And it's from the people to the leaders, not from the leaders to the people, for which it stands, one nation, meaning so blessed by God, under God, indivisible, incapable of being divided, with liberty, which is freedom, the right of power for one to live his own life without fears, threats, or any sort of retaliation, and justice, the principles and qualities of dealing fairly with others. For all, ladies and gentlemen, that means for all of us, American citizens, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, young and old. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the Pledge of Allegiance of the United States of America. And why did I start my first show off with that? Well, being the angry American, we have some people that have seemed to have forgotten where the leadership comes from. What do you think? I think it comes from us to the government, as it says in the Pledge of Allegiance. And I think that's where it needs to stay. Okay, there's a couple of things been added to the Pledge of Allegiance since its introduction. As you know, I stated 2 states have been added. And under God, which being myself a Christian, whether you are or not, that's your choice to be and do what you want to do. As long as it doesn't hurt me or bother me or anybody else, it's your job and your privilege to do what you want. Why? Because you're in the great country, the United States of America.
I concur.
You do.
Well, I fought for my country for 28 years, man.
28 long years.
Yep, 28 years.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'm going to just tell you right now, from the rest of us, thank you so much for your service.
I appreciate it. It was an honor to serve. It really was.
Well, you know, a lot of people say it's an honor, and some people take it as just a job. And,
yeah, it was.
You know, and that's cool, you know, but it was a job with a purpose. You know, I mean, regardless of what you were doing, what your MOS was, you served this country, and we thank you so much for it.
Well, I appreciate it. Did you ever serve?
I have not served in the military. And here's the thing. A lot of people ask me because of my attitude, my demeanor.
Right. Well, yeah, I mean,
they go, you know, what branch of service were you in? Well, right away they think, you know, Marine Corps. Thank you. But no, I didn't serve because I was a military brat. And I grew up as a military brat. And, you know, was kind of rebellious when I grew up.
Oh, yeah.
I know it's hard to believe that I was ever rebellious.
I just don't see that in you.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. It's kind of hard. A lot of people don't, you know, they just, like I said earlier, I'm a huggable, lovable kind of guy. You know, they don't see that.
I know when I first met you, I wanted a hug.
I thought you did. You know, you look like it. But that dog, I was like, nah, let me wait a minute.
I know. You know? Yeah, it's my PTS dog. You know.
You know, I've got a service dog, and they're awesome. Mine is world famous. Her name's Annabelle. And guys out there in the internet world, they know her quite well. She rides sidekick and shotgun with Angry American, Highway Jack, every chance I get. You know, and I'll tell you, it's great to have a dog with you. But the thing about it, I had so many people, Mike, they asked me, said, what are you going to talk about tonight? And I really had a whole format set up to go behind the Pledge of Allegiance.
Oh, I'm sure.
And then I watched the Democratic National Convention last night.
Yeah, it'll kill you.
Oh, my gosh. You know, it's like I told some people, I said, if I were a comedian, which I'm funny to look at, but I'm not a comedian, but man, at what was given out to talk about last night. I mean,
it gave me enough material for the next 2 years.
Oh, my gosh. So. Man, I'll tell you what was funny was I was watching on MSNBC News.
Right.
And a lot of my friends go, why in the heck were you watching on a liberal station? Because I wanted to see how much they were going to kiss up to Hillary and Michelle and the rest of them.
Yeah, that was.
And what's the dude's name? Chris, is it Mathers? I can't remember his name because I don't watch MSNBC.
Right. You're talking about the correspondent.
The correspondent they had.
Mathers.
And he comes out and I think we mentioned it when I called in this morning. He said, you know, how elegant and gorgeous and glamorous and intelligent. And I was like, dude, your lips are burning because you can't really mean that. You know, I mean,
I guess probably the biggest thing for me is, and not to change the rotation that you got going here, but
there's no rotation, man. We're just playing crazy.
I am here to tell you that woman sitting there freaking talking about Hillary Clinton and then said
the love fest, you mean?
Yeah. And then saying the house she lives in was built by slaves.
Oh, well, you know,
bitch, get your facts right. I mean,
man, when she said that, you know, that's when I called in this morning. I was like, I was talking to or texting Scotty, and he said, well, call in when you can. And about the time you guys were going on that, I said, I got to call right now because really you're going to get up there in front of the United States, this whole country, that you're now she's saying we don't need to make it great because it's always been great. But 7.5 years ago, she was regretting and saying, I've never been a happy person until my husband, Barack, was elected president.
Now I got to tell you, as soon as she said that, my head started to hurt because all I could think of, Abe Lincoln is one of my favorite presidents. I have researched, read books, listened to books, done projects, research, everything on this man. And I'm here to tell you, if it was good enough for Abraham Lincoln to live there, bitch, shut your face. Shut your, because you and your husband ain't nothing.
Oh my gosh. And the thing about her talking about Hillary, and I know you had to be, I mean, my head was like about to explode.
Yeah,
and it's not because of my ego, but which most people say, but I was like, this hurts because the debate and debacle between the Obamas and the Clintons, when the whole election thing started out, I mean, you talk about vicious. They were going after each other hard, and watching that last night and them getting, wanting to hammer, Trump about this and that. And I'm like, that's the best you can do. I mean, what's been all over Facebook today? No flags at the Democratic convention.
Yeah. And, I don't know about you, but I do have some Democratic friends, and they're telling me, because I did post that.
Right.
When it first came out this morning. Now, a friend of mine is kind of a big dog. He's probably going to be the ambassador to Afghanistan. And he was one of the first ones to respond. And he said there were flags there. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't remember. And this came out, so I posted it. And now everybody is coming back and saying, all the Democrats are saying they saw flags, but all the Republicans are saying they didn't. So what? I mean, I'm not going to go back and watch the whole damn thing. I can't stomach it.
I did spam back just like, because I did record it. In fact, a friend of mine who have co-host with me, Tim, pretty soon, he was like, man, we should take that thing and just tear it apart and just, take it piece. But I said, dude, you don't have that much time in the world.
Or that stomach.
Yeah. I mean, what was said, but I didn't see the flags. They were not prominently displayed as far as I saw. Now,
during the Republican National Convention, did you see the wall of American flag?
Well, now, there were I have some Democrat friends, and yes, I do take a chance. Every chance I get, I beat on them as much as possible. But they said they didn't see that many flags in a Republican convention. And I was like, really?
Yeah,
but here's what gets me. Here's what gets me about the whole flag thing. You got to admit, I mean, Facebook has been angry about Republicans saying there was no flags, right?
Oh, yeah.
What kills me is how pissed they are at that. But they don't have a problem with Hillary getting up there and saying, there are no confidential emails. None of my emails were there. And I'm like, seriously, she can lie to your face, and you're not sweating the program one iota. But yet I say there's no flags, and you're pissing your pants.
I got to tell you, a good friend of mine actually got on there because I posted, I don't know, there's probably 100 people that have disappeared that had anything to do with the Clintons over the last 30 years. But then I posted the stuff that, has came up as allegations, let's just say. And he said it's all
because
media
you don't want to die.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. At this point, fuck it. At all these allegations and all this, that's what this guy said. He goes, they're all false. They're all just made up. I'm like, really?
Seriously?
Really? The attorney general of this country, the freaking director of the FBI, which is the most powerful domestic law enforcement agency in the world. So he's going to get up there and say, yeah, she did stuff wrong. How about when they asked him? How about when the chairman of the oversight committee said, did Hillary Clinton do anything wrong? And he answers, what do you mean by that?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I'd come up if my fat ass would have came off that bench and bitch slapped the hell out of him.
I can't remember his name now, but he was fantastic. Now I'm a Trey Gowdy fan. Okay, I won't hide that for a minute. I mean, Trey, he's the one that's really hammering this home, and I can't remember the dude's name that was leading that, but
Chavez.
Thank you. He was really awesome about that. But you're right when he said, "Did she?" and he's like, you could just see he didn't want to answer. He's like, okay, what did I agree to? Am I getting paid for?
They're gonna start screwing with you.
We got somebody calling in here. Let's see how we operate this thing. I just got the button.
Yeah. All right, just slide it to the right. All right, tell him.
All right, you're on live with Angry American Highway Jack. What's going on?
Highway Jack, this is Bob.
Bob,
what's going on, Bob? Are you grilling out by the barbecue pit there in Cold Beers? Is that what we're doing tonight?
Actually, it's a little bit early. Haven't got that started yet. Just tuned in. Love you, dude.
Should I get a room?
Bob's been following my live feeds, and he's one of my good loyal listeners out of, and I do, believe it or not, I have one or two. Matter of fact, I'm getting texts from. It's a love fest right now.
Things will start to blow up. Believe me. Cool beans, man.
We have no dolls blowing up in the chairs or nothing like
No,
that.
I got my dog just farted though.
Oh, okay. So Bob's been dying to get live with us. He gets on the when I do the live feeds, and he can't type fast enough for me to be able. We can't keep up with each other because he'll get riled up. And he's like, man, I wanted to be on there. So Bob, talk to me. Tell me what you've been waiting to say some stuff, and you messaged me today. Okay. So I think you want to burn the channel up, man. What's going on?
Actually, no, I don't want to burn the channel up. I just want to say a few things. It may burn the channel up. This is the first of hopefully many of your broadcasts that I want to tune into. First of all, you dude are why I serve.
Well, thanks, man. I don't know how you mean that, but I know you're going to explain it to me, but just to hear, a serviceman say that is appreciative. I thank you for thanking me. Thanking you.
There's a lot of
show me the money.
Yeah. Wow. This bromance is getting a little graphic.
And it kind of ties into your price for that motorcycle. If I had to explain it, you wouldn't understand.
Which, by the way, is still non-negotiable.
Exactly. Wearing a uniform is it's a morality thing. If you haven't served, that's your prerogative.
Yeah. Now, Bob, you're currently on active duty?
No, sir. I retired in 1995.
Okay. Yeah, I retired in 2013.
So that shows a little bit of my age.
Yeah, we're a bunch of old farts.
Yeah, can't help it.
Yeah.
Hey, it beats the alternative though. Pushing up daisies, I hear really stinks.
No, I'm good for it. I'm good.
I got you on the phone, and I finally got you tuned in to my laptop next to my chair here. I pretty much gave up the bonfire, but I've got the beer next to me. But anyway,
I was going to say, you said it was too early, and I'm thinking, when is it too early for a beer? I mean,
is there such a thing?
I don't think so.
Right.
Apparently, you're not using military time.
A couple things I want to say is, with the DNC and the Republican National Convention, whatever you believe, it's all bullshit. I'm sorry. Political affirmation or not, morality is morality. Now, I am a Trump supporter. I will go on record on saying that.
No, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
I follow Republican values. My oath of enlistment has never expired, will not expire. I will follow the orders of those still given above me. Even though I don't still wear a uniform, I've got one in the closet that still fits.
Well, you're doing better than a lot of folks that served, especially retiring back in the 90s. Let me ask you this, not that it really matters. I'm just curious if you don't mind sharing, what branch of service were you in, Bob?
I was in the Air Force for 17 and a half years. I was offered early retirement, and I asked where was the briefing, where do I sign, and when can I leave? I joined at 18 years old, retired at 35 and a half, and it's not retirement where I can go fishing every day, but it pays some bills.
Well, I'm judging by what you said that you're not really a Republican, you're more of a constitutionalist. Is that what I'm understanding?
Exactly. I have real no party affiliation. If there were to be such a thing, you could call it Republican. However, I follow morality and constitutionalism. That is why I follow you as much as I do.
With no party affiliation, Mike and I want to know: did you see any flags flying at the Democratic convention last night?
Apparently, I missed it.
Sir.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I just watched the nightly news, and I was really surprised to see President Obama with a very tiny, quarter-inch by quarter-inch American flag on his lapel.
Yeah, we all know he fought that pretty hard when he took office.
Right. If it were me, like your cast before the show, could have wore that shirt that you wore on the way. If nobody knows, it was a red, white, and blue American flag shirt, and I'm all for showing that. For the president just to wear a little quarter inch by quarter inch a pin on his lapel, and no flags.
Well, Bob, you've seen enough of my live feeds that I am not an Obama fan. I respect the office. I can't say that I respect the man. And that, again, will probably piss some people off, some Democrats. But, we don't really care. It's my right to say that just as much as their right to say everything that they say against us. So, we'll let that slide. He can wear his little quarter-inch lapel pin. And
well, I agree. After my military service, I do not respect I respect the person. However, when I was active duty, I more respected the uniform and the position. When I made a salute, it wasn't a salute to that person. It was a salute to the position that person held and the rank that person held.
Well, it's a matter of respect. I mean, that's the whole thing that and we're going to go to commercial in just a minute, but I got to tell you, when we're talking about respect, that's the one thing, and we're going to get off on, and I will digress for a minute, the BLM. That's the whole problem with all those people associated with that organization, is a total lack of respect. You said that you had served, and you respected that person, their rank, and whether it was the person was a different thing, but you respected the rank. As much as I say I respect the office of the president, I can't say that I respect the man that much. So I appreciate your comments on that, and I totally understand where you're coming from. And I know a lot of guys in the military probably feel the same way. If they could take the lieutenant bar off the guy and take him around back, things might go a little differently.
Well, let me tell you, I retired as a loadmaster on C-141 cargo aircraft.
Star lifter.
I stepped on the aircraft. The hats came off, the rank came off. Everybody had the same authorization to call a safety call, or we were all equal. However, when we stepped off the aircraft, you'd respect the position. But I do want to get your take on the universal carry or concealed carry for statewide or countrywide. If you would like to touch on that sometime, either tonight or another.
I'm all for that, and I know Mike is too. When it comes to firearms and our right to carry, I'm 100% for that. But we're going to have to take a commercial break coming up here in just a minute. So, Bob, I want to thank you for calling in, being the first caller for the Angry American Show on our debut show.
Appreciate you calling in, Bob. Appreciate your service to this country.
It was my honor.
All right, Bob. Thanks for calling.
On, dude.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Thanks for calling. Always feel free to call back.
No.
All right, don't drink too many beers without us. All right, that was Bob for our first caller. We're going to commercial break momentarily. And what was all that about? Are you saying hello to somebody?
Yeah.
Was that your salute?
Yeah, kind of. People are listening and watching and everything else, and they have smart things to say to me. And they know it's not my show, so they're not going to call in and do the shut up Mike stuff and all that. But they still,
they're going to give you the big salute.
They're going to get one of those.
That's all good. But Bob did bring up a good thing, and I know you being a gun guy yourself, we'll talk about that, Kerry. But right now we're going to hit a commercial break. What do you think about that?
Let's do this.
We're supposed to be going to commercial.
All right. Did it go to commercial? It sounds like it.
We're commercial.
Right. Now, so we're still live on YouTube, though.
Right, we're live on YouTube World. I got a little bit your head going here.
Man, I got sunburn up there the other day, and it blistered up a little bit, and I dig at it, and I got.
You gotta get summer. Look at this head.
Yeah, I got freaking issues. I rip my fingernails off all the time, and now I'm scratching this. Man,
or do we want to know about that?
Well, I don't know what it is. It's part of my IPS from my PTSD, man. It's one of them.
So it's a nervous tendency.
Yeah. It's after I got back from Afghanistan, for some reason, man, I just started ripping my damn fingers completely apart to where they bleed, and I'll rip nails off. And I usually do it in my sleep, but I'm scratching my head during the day.
Sounds like we're coming back.
Shouldn't be. Is it already coming back?
I hear the Right. Ready to go live again.
Now, are you pressing us back live?
We're back live.
Hell yeah! Wow, then that was a commercial break.
That was a short commercial break. That's
It
what she
wasn't
said,
here.
right? It's always, guys, we can get away with that. I mean, the one out we have is that's what she said.
Yeah, from The Office.
Yeah.
In bed. That's what a sergeant major friend of mine used to always say. No matter whatever you said to him, he'd go in bed, and he'd be like, "Oh, you're grossing me out, sergeant major."
And he didn't really care, did he?
No,
Yeah.
sergeant majors generally don't.
Well, everybody gets tired of talking about political stuff, but Bob did bring up a good topic.
He did.
Carrying across the country. To me, and this is just my opinion, and it's the only one that matters to me, is that, it should be like a driver's license. I mean, hell, you can drive across the country once you get a driver's license, right? It's no secret that, as far as the police go, well, now, with all due respect, we got some guys out there that are still learning the law. They do they have the badge on their chest, but they're still learning the law every day. And I can respect that. But I think concealed carry and open carry, as long as you have a permit to carry, you should be able to carry anywhere in the United States you travel.
Now, I've been in some shape or form involved in firearms instruction for a very long time. Plus, in my family, you basically, diapers and BB guns. It's all started the same. So I have to go with, every once in a while, I've really got to jump out there and say, look, man, there are some people that need to have training. And
well,
if you do a background check,
that I'll agree with. Now,
Yeah.
I will say one thing I would like to see, and I'm a firearms instructor, by the way.
Okay, didn't know that.
One thing I would like to see Georgia do is institute, before you can have a concealed carry license, that you must complete at least a basic safety course. That should be minimal.
Yeah, and what's really funny is if you're an instructor, now I'm extremely expensive, but I don't sit and do PowerPoint presentations. My first class or lesson is usually in their home, and I don't even have firearms with me.
Right.
We sit down and we have a real live talk about, why do you want a firearm? Why do you want to carry a firearm? Do you realize the implications of, once you pull that trigger and end another human being's life, that your life has now changed forever?
Yeah, not only that, but every bullet, whether you hit somebody or not, has got a lawsuit attached to it.
Absolutely.
And that's one thing a lot of people don't understand.
They really don't.
And I'm all for the right to carry, but like you said, the responsibility that comes with that right needs to be understood. And that's where a lot of people get lost. I mean, they get lost in that whole situation.
Served with a lot of people in the military. I really did. And there were some people in the military that didn't need to carry weapons. I know that sounds weird, but
no, I've seen guys that can't even break down and clean their rifle or their pistol,
Right.
which, most infantry guys don't have the luxury of having a sidearm. Well, do they all get sidearms now?
No.
It's still
usually it's senior NCOs
Right.
and above. So
yeah. So, I mean, there's a lot of guys out there, and that's the thing, same with you. The first thing I do is we don't dive into as much as what you have just mentioned about the who's it and what's. It's, they're there to learn the safety issue. And that's what we do. We teach them first and foremost the safety before we go to the range. Half a day is in a classroom. We do a little PowerPoint stuff,
right,
if we want to, but it's not mandatory.
Yeah. Well, I see a lot of folks that, they'll call me up and I'll talk to them about it, and they'll say, how much? And I always go, well, I discuss that when I come to see you.
Right.
I mean, I don't mind telling people, generally it's about 6 classes, about $300 with me. Plus you're going to play for your own ammo and your own range time.
That's not a bad deal.
It's really not in this day and age. But here's the thing is that, people go, gosh, well, I can go over here to the SO, the sheriff's office, and do their safety class for $25. I said, yeah, I mean, I can actually forward you a PDF with all the stuff, and you can save $25. Yeah. But the fact of the matter is understanding the law and understanding when to draw a weapon and kill somebody is two very, very different things.
Absolutely.
I can assure you that the times in the civilian world that I've drawn my weapon, I wasn't worried about the law.
Right.
Wasn't even thinking about it.
No, I mean, I've had the unfortunate and fortunate of only pulling my firearm out of the holster one time and to defend myself.
Right.
And as carrying a firearm as a responsible person, when you pull that firearm, the only reason you're pulling it out is to use it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And I said, unfortunately, I had to draw it, but fortunately, I was able to not have to shoot the guy.
Right. Yeah.
And it's a long story. I won't get into it, but it was eye opener. It was an eye opener for me, because your heart, the adrenaline, everything you got going. And that was about probably 25 years ago. And fortunately, I have not had an issue since. Now, of course, like everybody else with everything going on, you kind of worry about it now. But to Bob, what he was saying, I think absolutely it's constitutional carry. You know, I'm all for it.
You know, isn't it? Gosh, there's that thing. What the hell's it called? Oh, yeah, the Second Amendment that says I can do this.
Right.
I don't understand why the government has anything to do with it.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I don't get it either. I mean,
Well, you know.
we talk about it, and I do the whole Second Amendment. Every Second Matters is an organization I'm affiliated with.
Good.
Every second of the month, we open carry, which I usually don't do,
Mhm.
but we do that to bring question up and to raise awareness to the Constitution and the Second Amendment. I mean, I've got a shirt, Every Second Matters, and it means every second of your life matters, and every second of every part of the Second Amendment matters.
Right.
And that's what's hard to get people to understand, especially if they're on the left side of the aisle.
Oh yeah, sure. And you know what? I think I'm kind of an old guy, so I've got a little bit of wisdom with me here. Is that I think a lot of times people just go with whatever the crowd is kind of portraying.
Yep.
You know,
Follow the river. You know?
bah,
Yep.
yeah. You know,
Here comes the
so
sheeple.
yeah. So somebody will say, "So you honestly don't believe in tougher gun laws?" And I'm like, I honestly don't believe in the gun laws we have.
Well, and here's the thing.
You know,
Why tougher gun laws when A, like you said, there's gun laws that we don't need, and B, they don't even enforce those. And in the biggest gun law city in the country, the president's home, Chicago, and I'm not talking about sweet home Chicago either.
Right.
I'm talking about get your ass shot Chicago.
right?
You know, that's crazy. I mean, I think this past weekend I read they had 47 more shootings.
Yeah. I mean, it's
You know,
It's
and
a-
that's
it's a
commonplace.
battleground. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a battleground.
yeah.
But if you've ever traveled outside of the United States into, let's say, like Japan, okay, crime is relatively non-existent. Now, there was just a stabbing, killed 19 people, but the guy attacked a disabled person hospital. So, you know, that's that. But the crime is basically, just non-existent. Now,
Well, here's the thing about that culture, though. It goes back to the amount of respect.
yes, yeah,
That
yeah,
culture is a whole different ballgame. Unfortunately, in America, we've taken our freedom way too
far.
well. I don't even know if far. I mean, I don't even know how it's unfathomable how much we just don't appreciate our freedoms. So we abuse those freedoms.
Right.
Over there, they don't have as much freedom, but they have the respect, and I think that gains them some freedom in the long run. You know, unfortunately, you had the guy get all sliced up, but
You know that the guy, he turned himself in the next day?
did he really?
He did.
What
He killed 19 people, injured 25, turned around the next day and turned himself in.
Now that you said he was in a mental institution.
He
kind of place.
used to work at this disabled hospital, basically, and he got fired, and so he's holding.
So he went
grudge.
postal.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, all right. So, okay. Now you go there. Now you go to some other whacked out joint I've been to. I'll give you an example. Let's say Somalia, where it is basically complete and utter lawlessness, other than the survival of man. You know, you run across the street. You're not running across the street for exercise. You're running across the street because there's some peckwad out there, some skinny's going to take a pot shot at
Right.
you. Okay, so, and that doesn't just go with Americans, that goes to even them, you know, if they're not in the right gang or they're not, you know, praying to whoever. So when you look at these things, okay, so do they still have freedoms? I don't know, because it's not outlined. We have specific freedoms. The framers of the, you like my voice here? The framers of our Constitution understood this. They came from an extremely, you know, compact, you're going to do it this way. You're all going to wear the same clothes. You're all going to show up. You're all going to drink tea at the same time.
Don't forget the wig.
Yeah, type of communities and whatnot. And then they went with complete taxation that it sounds real familiar to what the hell's going on now in our country, to basically bonding together and saying, look, we're not going to put up with this anymore. And we're moving. Okay.
Right.
So they moved away. And that's what we do as human beings. We move away from our problems. Okay. So these guys get over here and what happens? Then some bitches follow us over. And they turned around and said, okay, well, just because you moved doesn't mean you're not going to fall under British rule. So what did? We fought back. Okay. So is I'm not saying that we need an American revolution. I
think
God
that's in my opinion, that's exactly what we don't. People don't understand how bad that would actually be.
Oh, it'd be horrible.
I mean, they have no idea. You talk about freedoms and you talk about the revolution. People say, "Well, I'm ready for an uprising. I'm sick of this shit. I'm ready to go." Okay, that home that you worked for all those years,
gone.
You know, and all that fancy stuff you have in
gone.
Yep, it's gone. Those cars you have,
gone.
You know, I mean, if you think The Walking Dead is bad,
yeah.
it really doesn't even touch base because you're going to lose everything.
Everything.
And I mean, you have to be willing to do that.
Right.
And how many people can really say, I mean, hey, I told you I'm a constitutionalist, but how many people can really say I'm ready to lose everything I have to stand up for what I believe in? Ain't gonna happen.
Right. I mean, in most other countries, third world countries, the strongest belief that an individual has, the strongest possession that an individual has, is their faith in whoever they believe to be their God. And these people will die for the belief of their God, for the faith of their God that they're going to be taken care of. In this country, we can't get people to vote.
No. Well, you can get the wrong people to vote. You know, that's the thing. Here's the thing about the can't get people to vote because they're ready. They want somebody else, and you guys know it. You're waiting for somebody else to do all your dirty work for you. You know, you want to live in a lap of luxury, but you don't really want to work for it. Now, that's going to piss some people off and say, "What do you mean I don't work for it, Highway? I work for everything I got." Well, you got to work to protect it as well.
Right.
Okay. There's people out there that want to take it away from you, and those for guys like you and I are the left side of the aisle. You know, and it's not that they're bad people. They have a different view on life.
Well, they look at us as we're up to something. You know?
Oh, you're always up to something.
Yeah.
If you got a gun, especially, you're up to something.
Yeah.
You know,
it doesn't matter that I've got 28 years in the service. It doesn't matter that I have a good credit rating. It doesn't matter that, you know, I'm good to my kids. I'm good to my dog for the most part.
Don't kick your dog.
I believe.
Don't kick the dog.
She got something. You know, tomorrow night I'll be over doing some stuff with my church. Thursday night I'll be doing stuff with Celebrate Recovery, trying to learn to be a mentor there. I'm trying to become an elder at my church. I'm not trying to do this to pat myself on the back, but the simple fact is if we don't start helping each other for no return on the investment,
right?
You know, then it's not, we have to at least stop the downward spiral. Once we can stop it, then we can go back to trying to make things great and everything. But right now we do need a Trump.
That's you know, absolutely. And what kills me is these people that say, and I did a live feed on this the other day. And what's funny, Scotty and I was talking about the live feeds we do. A lot of people will have the same, they had the same mindset mentality, but they don't want to answer, you know, and sit and post it on Facebook because they don't want the guy sitting next to them to see what they said.
Right.
You know, even though they're maybe watching the same thing and have the same views, or maybe they have different views, but they don't want to put it on there. So you get these messages and people say, "Hey, I believe, you know, I agree with you 100%. We need to do this and we need to do that." But let me tell you something. America is just like being in a relationship or a marriage. Okay. Communication is still key. And that's where we're lost. I mean, like, we're talking about gun rights. Look at what the Democrats did because they couldn't get their way. They had a kindergarten party and sat down and you know, in freaking Congress. I mean, seriously, you can't
on
get
the
your
ground
way.
and on the carpet. Yep, you got a phone.
There's a phone call. I must have pissed somebody off for talking about kindergarten. Hey, you're on the phone with Highway Jack and Military Mike. What's going on?
Shut up, Mike.
Mike gets told to shut up again.
Sorry about that. There are going to be haters out there.
Oh, hey.
On that note, check this out. I don't know where you are on a commercial and all, but
no, we got time. We're with it.
I'm gonna turn it over to you, man.
All right. Well,
because I know you like that. This is your show. I just wanted to help. Just wanted to be a friendly face. I'm available on Tuesdays as long as you need me. But in reality, you know, you're gonna have to figure all this out.
Oh, I know, man. It's like the Starship Enterprise right here.
Absolutely.
You know? And
you're in the captain's chair.
I'm no Captain Kirk, though.
Yeah.
You know,
well, you're Chekhov.
Yeah. Or jack off.
Yeah. Or the chick.
What's
the chick's name? You know, or the one with no hair, or the alien. Fuck that, whatever.
I can't even remember the chick's name. God, what's the smart chick with the earwig thing?
Sulu.
No, that was the dude.
No, Sulu was the chick.
No.
What was the chick's name? The black chick.
Yeah, but it wasn't Sulu. That was a little.
Yeah, you're right. Damn.
Oh,
Okay, check this out. I know Star Wars.
I hate Star Wars. I'm a Star Trek guy. Come on, man. I'm an old dude.
You're a Star Trek?
Yeah,
Oh,
but
you're gonna have to get the fuck out of here, dude. This is Star Wars territory.
you know, that Star Wars shit, man. I ain't got time to watch that stuff.
Well, man, I got to get out of
Well,
here.
hey, you know, I appreciate you coming in, man.
I'm gonna continue to listen and laugh at you.
Now, I hope you didn't leave just because somebody told you to shut up.
Well, see,
Or
what
actually,
it
I hope
is,
that's more that you're leaving because of them than not me.
Oh, it has nothing to do with you. I just don't want to take away from your show because these knuckleheads are texting me and they're.
Oh no, I got a couple of texts here. I was gonna say something about, but I'm gonna let them off.
Yeah, I'm gonna get out of here so that you can.
It was one of those typical dumbass Democrat texts, and we'll leave. I'm not even gonna pick on.
Yeah, I don't want to get people going because I'm here, and they will because me and Scotty. We did like 2 or 3 videos today. People are commenting about it, and it's just like, look, that's not right.
Yeah, I saw you guys cruising down the road, but I didn't. I only picked on Scotty because he had those gay white sunglasses on, man. And if you wear, gay white sunglasses out there, I feel for you, man.
You should have to ride with him like
that. I refuse to ride with him like that.
Well, buddy, you're on it, man.
Hey, man, I got like 5 minutes to yak before commercial.
There you go. If you need anything, just scream at the top of your lungs. That's what I do.
Really? Will somebody come running?
No, but it makes you feel better.
Right. Okay. So just act like I'm at home alone. Right? Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, man. Congratulations on your show.
Thanks so much.
And I'm out.
That's Military Mike, guys. I want to thank him for coming out to the show and spending some time with us. No doubt about it. But now it's just me. It's like doing Facebook Live for a long time. And I've already warned some of you guys out there, allergies are killing me today. So I'm sniffing and snorting in the microphone. You're just going to have to deal with it, but I appreciate you listening in. And we're going to talk about a few things. I did have a little bit of an agenda and was going to pick on the Democrats a lot, but, hell, I've been doing it all day. So all you got to do is read my Facebook page, and I don't want to be repetitive, although I will pick on some BLM folks. And the camera just got moved, or either I just freaked out. I don't know which one. I think my world's going around. But all right, you BLM people out there, I got a couple of minutes for commercial break, and I'm gonna tell you something. These 2 chicks that went to the Police Officers Association in Oakland, no doubt. Holy cow! And I just got clicked on, and I got 10 more comments, so I pissed some people off. But that's okay. Chained the doors to the place. Seriously, I mean, locked the doors, and then took a U-lock and clicked it and put it around their necks. You guys on YouTube, you see. Choked around their necks. It's on the Angry American page. But I'm like, seriously, you're going to lock the doors to a place that is not yours and chain your stupid self to it. And then get this. Then they demanded half of the police budget go to Black Lives Matter. What? Oh, and don't forget, they did promote Black Lives Matter. They've got a big banner hanging there. So if you want to go to the Angry American page, if you're not on there, just send us a request. And oh my God, at the comments, yeah. Steve said it'd been funny if they'd have picked up their stuff and walked away. Yeah, pick up their purse, take the keys to the daggum locks. But, my thing was, here's the deal. You want to be locked to something so much, you do something that stupid, we need to send you to the Gray Bar Motel. End of story. Okay, if you got a protest, I'm not really big on the whole protest thing I'm going to tell you to start with. Am I for standing up for your rights? Yes. But if you're going to protest, do it right, like they supposedly did when they started off in the park with a permit, and then they decide to take over every city they're at, walking down streets. Okay, you're going to protest something, go do your freaking protest. If it's a legitimate thing, hey, I'm there for you. I'm all for it. But the whole BLM thing is really gone off the charts, and the facts are there that statistically blacks are not chased after by cops. They're not shot at anymore. Whites are shot more. And then people will say, well, that's just because of the population. Okay, no. When the police encounter somebody, they don't care if you're black, white, green, or pink. Okay, it's you committed a crime. All right, so you do something stupid, play stupid games, you get stupid prizes. Okay, and if you're going to shoot at a cop, then expect to get shot. And so far, and correct me if I'm wrong, anybody that thinks they can, I think only one police officer out of all of these alleged bad police shoots, only one police officer has been charged with a crime of late. Now, I don't know. I'm not talking back complete history, but of late. Excuse me. So that's kind of, the whole BLM thing. I'm kind of over it. And I know most of the rest of America is. And thankfully, it's kind of calmed down a little bit. How long will it stay that way? I don't know. hopefully we can find, like I said, some common ground, or, you know, earlier when Mike was here, that, you know, we can open up some dialect and really, you know, get to the root of this. Now, of course, the Democrats are going to bleed that puppy dry. I mean, we know that they're going to keep continuing to kick that dead horse. And, you know, it's a sad thing, but that's just how it is. But educate yourself, people. Okay. Blacks are not run down by the police any more than anybody else. You do something bad, you're going to have to pay the price. You don't want to be shot at. Don't do anything wrong. Don't shoot at. Again, goes back to what me and Mike were talking about earlier. Have some respect out there. Okay, that's what it takes. A little respect goes a long way. So with that being said, we're going to go to commercial here in just a minute. I've got a couple of texts that I'm going to answer back after we get back from commercial break. And if you got something you want to talk about, let me know, and I will get to it. But I do have a couple of subjects we're going to touch on. And I might change the gears just a little bit and get off the political podium for a minute and see where we wind up. Excuse me again. I apologize for the whole sinus thing going on. But anyway, I was trying to find a stupid comment right before we went to commercial, and I have lost it. So we're going to commercial. All right, we're back from commercial. All right, just found it. Here we go. Check this out. All right, you're going to be stupid and commit a stupid crime and post it on Facebook. And I'm not even going to give this guy credit, okay? He gets on there, does his little whole rap video scene. Already had like multiple dudes get busted for this, okay? You do stupid stuff like this and you make threats, people pay attention. This particular video had over 1 million views. Guy goes on there. Not only does he commit, you know, threats with guns that are probably, once he gets caught, we'll find out that they're probably all stolen guns. But this is too much to believe. I'm sorry. I'm having a hard time even getting this out. This guy not only does all this stuff, but then he says, add me on Snapchat. Seriously? Really? All right. That is just dumb at a whole new level. I mean, talk about winning the stupid award. Oh my gosh. That dude is just, he's waiting. And here's the thing. There are people out there that actually go and they're retired or whatever they have time to do this. They will find you. They will track you down, whether it's through your internet provider or whatever, turn you in the Secret Service, and you're going to get caught. One dude put this video all pushing, and I'm not just trying to pick on Black Lives Matter. If you feel that way, get over it. The dude makes a video in front of his house with the street sign, the corner sign there, and his address. And the funny thing is he's holding a Glock. And the thing about Glocks, you know, the serial numbers are pretty prominent, and he's waving this thing around. So they track, before the police even get to the dude, they find out the gun's stolen. So, you know, he goes out, every gun in the video that this rap star made is turned out to be stolen. So, you know, again, like I said earlier, play stupid games and win stupid prizes. All right, here we go. Let's talk about the DNC for a minute. I told you guys I was going to get off of it, but I just have to bring this up. Now, I don't know how true this is because I'm not a lawyer, but I do want somebody to get out there and get to the bottom of it. But according to Facebook police, the DNC broke federal law at the convention last night. they had a couple of speakers there, and I actually didn't see this part of the show. I only took it in small segments and recorded it, so I may go back and look at it. But they were in violation of code, yada, yada, yada. Basically, what it breaks down to is the DNC had some illegal immigrants come in and speak. The daughter spoke to Hillary previously, before the convention, obviously, and told her that her mom was illegal, and they were having trouble, and they wanted to vote for her, and she was the thing for America. And I'm thinking, okay, first off, you're an illegal immigrant. Okay, I don't want to hear what you need. Okay, first you need to go back where you came from, and then come back to the United States the proper way. But then to have them, and I've got to research this. In the next show, I will tell you, I will come back and let you know, and I'll post it on the page if this is true. Because if it is, okay, that is like probably one of the worst things that I've heard the Democrats do, especially at the convention. Not to mention, or can't forget, got to bring it up in the last few minutes here. You got to give it up to the new Clinton aide, Wasser. I mean, really, poor Bernie. He gets slammed. Okay, he actually had a chance still to be voted in, be nominated to be for the Democratic Party, and he gets slammed by Hillary, backdoored, and then the chick is going to get fired, but yet what does she do? She resigns. Okay, that's the typical thing. Oh, we're going to fire you, but we don't want to make the party look bad, so please resign. So she resigns, and then Hillary hires her to lead her campaign. Okay, it tweeted across the Facebook and Twitter and everything today was lit up with Bernie. Here he is wanting to be president of the United States, greatest country in the world, but he won't even stand up for himself, guys. Okay, he takes it pretty much laying down. At first, he's kind of thinking about it. Even his wife gets caught on a hot mic that they didn't know was hot, and is like, these people are here to support you because they know that you could still had a chance to be president had you not got screwed. Now, she didn't say that in so many words, but that's what she meant. And that's the thing about the Democratic Party that kills me. I mean, if you watch the beginning of the DNC, they were on each other just like two dogs in a fight. I mean, it was on like Donkey Kong. They were arguing back and forth like crazy. And it was the most insane thing I've ever seen from a party of like-minded people. And then you get the Bernie fans out there, which it was a comical show watching. I mean, it was a true circus event to watch. Not even talking about the speeches that were said, but all the Bernie fans. I mean, we don't, as Republicans, didn't even need to plant people in there as the Democratic Party has done against the Republicans, because they were tearing each other apart as it was. So if you did watch that last night, you've got to agree that alone shows that party has got a lot of problems. Now, here's the thing. If you look at from the United States as a country, as a whole, and you try to break it down, Democrat, Republican, there's more Democrat voters, according to most census that you see, than there are Republican voters. So, that in itself is a problem just by the weight of numbers. But with everything going on, a lot of people are talking third party. So we're looking at people wanting to do third party votes. And here's the thing about doing a third party vote. I'm all for you to vote for what you believe in. But if you're going to just throw your vote away, and in third parties, situations like we have right now, you're tossing your vote away, which is cool for, Democrats. If you want to throw your vote, you're mad because Bernie didn't win or get nominated and you want to vote third party. Well, that's a Trump vote. So that's good. Is Trump perfect? By no means. But here's the thing about Trump, guys and gals, is he at least has said, yeah, I made mistakes. Yeah, I've run businesses. Yes, I took advantage of the opportunities afforded to me by American business. Okay, he played smart business. Now, is everything ethical and up, to what you and I may think is the right thing to do? Did he leave people high and dry? Yes, but he did smart business. Okay, that's the thing about it. Again, I'm not saying that he is a perfect candidate. I don't think, if you're looking for perfect, forget about it. It doesn't exist. But as far as what America needs, I personally think he is what America needs. A lot of people didn't like Reagan, thought he was too strong, straightforward, thought he was just a crazy actor with a monkey and all. He may have been, but he turned out to be one of the best presidents this country's ever had. Now, is Trump a Reagan? I can't tell you that. I don't know that right now. But what I can tell you is all this fear mongering that the Democratic Party says Trump is doing, No, the Democratic Party, in my opinion, are the ones doing the fear mongering. They're telling you how mean and evil Donald Trump is. Go and do some research. Again, boys and girls, research is going to be key. Communication is key. Okay. You go back, and I've said this on Facebook several times today in a couple of debates. 20 years ago, when the Donald Trump was on Oprah and had an interview, he basically says the same thing 20 years ago as he does right now today. So at least there's some consistency in this mongering that they say. He's not mongering. He's passionate. Okay. When I get riled up about something, yes, my blood boils, but it's because I'm passionate about something. And I believe, and I could be totally wrong. I could be getting the wool pulled over my eyes, by the Donald, but I believe the man is passionate about the country. And that's what I want at the head of this whole thing, is a man that cares about what he's doing. Okay. I'm not going to sit here and hammer on Democrats, because there are good people out there in the Democratic Party. I think they might be a little misled. I don't agree with their views, but I'm a Christian, as I've stated, and there are a lot of people out there that are of different denominations. There's atheists, there's whatever you are. I can still respect your opinion. Okay. But at least have some facts to back your opinion up. To just sit out there and say, oh, he's the worst thing ever, and Hillary, come on, guys, of all people, really? This woman has done nothing but lie to this country the whole time that she's been around. I mean, go back to the whole, Nixon era, when she was, Hillary Rodham Clinton, just another attorney. And what did she do? She gets fired for lying and unethical behavior. She hasn't changed. Okay. What's the saying? A leopard doesn't change its spots. So she's still the same person that she was then. She's not going to quit lying to us. And everybody wants to harp on Benghazi. That was a horrible thing, which, by the way, 13 Hours, a great movie. But that was one of many horrible things. There are scandal after scandal after scandal. And the thing about the Clintons that most people know that are, have things to talk about, they're not going to say it, because a lot of folks, again, do your research, a lot of folks have come up dead on arrival and not even found, missing in action, had suicide. The one guy recently that was going to testify, they said he committed suicide, and the dude was shot 30 something times. It was something ridiculous. I mean, really, you don't shoot yourself, even more than once or twice, and you're like, holy cow, I'm not doing something right. I mean, if you can't do that, you definitely got problems. But again, they're not going to say anything to Hillary because they're afraid. I mean, I think personally, Bernie probably took some money and was told to shut up and play ball on the Clinton Foundation, get behind the whole Clinton fund. And, the Clinton News Network is going to report exactly what they want to, the left side of the aisle. And do I agree with everything Fox says? No, I don't. Okay. I'm not going to agree. No different than you. I'm not going to agree with everything anybody says. Okay. I've got people that I love and respect wholeheartedly, but we still have debates. We still disagree about things. I mean, that's what America is about. You don't, say something wrong and get your head cut off like you do in some countries. A lot of people say, well, I think if you steal, we should be like the other countries and cut your hand off. Okay, I disagree with that. People make mistakes. Okay, do you deserve a second chance? Sure. The chance of rehabilitating someone is always there to a certain level. And once you pass that point, there is no turning back. You're going to be that person. You are who you are. Like I am who I am. Can I change some of the ways I do things? Absolutely. I'm willing to. I'm open-minded to do that. But you get a lot of people out there, whether they're far left or far right, they don't want to change their mind. Okay. It's like I tell people when they start debating with somebody, yeah, go ahead, debate. I want to hear what you got to say. I'll say what I got to say. But at some point in a conversation, it turns into a circus. Okay. I'm not going to be the clown on the other side arguing with the other clown. Because at one point, somebody's going to walk by and they're not going to know who the real clown is, because the whole thing just looks stupid. At some point you have to say, we're going to have to agree to disagree. Okay. So, am I happy with what's going on? No. Do I want Trump to be president? Am I picking the worst of two evils? No, I'm not. I really believe that this man is passionate about this country, and he's going to be out there to do it. Now, I don't want to sit here and hammer on how good I think Trump is, because God knows he's got plenty of issues, and he's done plenty of stuff wrong. Getting a few texts here. And yeah, I know energy drinks are bad for me. Thank you very much. And somebody saw the live feed, and yes, I'm usually drinking one of those energy drinks. Why? Because I run 24/7, and like all of us, am doing as much as I can in as little time as allowed. That's just the way of the world if you want to stay ahead of the game. But it's kind of funny that we go back and forth on whether it be Democrat, Republican, black versus white, whatever the case may be, and we're not getting anywhere. We have got to find some common ground. This country has got to be fixed. Okay. This is really a now or never, do or die situation. Okay. If we don't get somebody in office this term, then we are going to go backwards. And when I say getting somebody in office this term, what I mean is somebody that's good for this country, that is going to put us on the right track. And guys and girls, you have got to get out there and vote. If you say your vote doesn't matter, then you know what? You need to pack your stuff up and just get on out of town, move to another country, because if you don't care any more about this country than to get up and go vote, okay, if you're going to lay around on the couch and wait for somebody else to do it for you, take your ass somewhere else, because that is not being a patriot. Bottom line, you're supposed to be here. You say you pledge allegiance to this country and you want to take everything it has to offer, which the greatest country in this globe, this world that we live in, then you got to get out and vote. Now, who do I want you to vote for? Yeah, I want you to vote for a conservative. I want you to vote Republican, because I think that's the winning ticket. And if a Democrat come across a ballot that had good values and was ethical and moral, yeah, I would vote for them. So that's why I say I'm not just a Republican, but I am an American. I am a conservative, and I am a Christian. Do I use foul language? Am I a sinner? Do I drink? Absolutely. I am not perfect. But I want to hear what the other side has to say before I tell them they're not as good as I am. Well, I wouldn't even say that. Not that they're not as good as I am. They don't agree with what I have to say. So I'm open-minded to hear what you say. I get in arguments with people. We had a debate earlier, and fortunately and ironically, a third party come in and said, wow, a liberal and a Republican talking about something and actually having a conversation that's not, heated, congratulations. Well, I mean, that's the way it's supposed to be. That's what you're supposed to do. Okay. You're not supposed to act like the Democrats did and have a pity party and sit down and cry about it. Okay. We're adults here. Welcome to the big boy league. It's time to play hardball. And that's what we've got to do, because if we don't, China or Japan or somebody else is going to take this country away from us. And everybody jokes. They say, well, China may own whatever percentage of the country that they do, but they can't take it with them. They're not going to have to take it with them. We're going to give it to them. I mean, we're already in debt way more than, and everybody, here's another thing that everybody wants to debate: the deficit and debt. Okay. We're in debt. The deficit, you can call it however you want. Liberals want to say the deficit's better. It's not as bad. The stock market's better. It's not as bad. If that's the case, then why are there so many people unemployed? Tell me that. Okay, you can't do it, because it's not the truth. Okay, I want facts. I want to hear the left wake up, and I want to hear the right speak up. Okay, you hear what I'm saying? I want the left to wake up. I want the right to speak up, because the right is sit back. We've controlled the House and Senate and let everything go to hell. Okay, let Obama do what he wanted to do and not say anything about it. We have got to speak up. Okay, we have got to find common ground to fix this country. And if we don't come together, I mean, you can be as angry as you want to be, but you're not going to fix anything. China's going to come over and they're going to take everything we have. Look at our industries. I drive around the Southeast. I drive around Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee, South Carolina, Florida quite often. And I drive into these small towns that used to have huge mills. They used to be productive cities. People that lived there made a good living doing what? Whatever was in that city. That was the one bread and butter. That's what they had. Now that's in China. Okay. We have got to stop that. We have got to bring business back to America. And is the Donald the man to do that? Well, he sure has talked a good game. He's a good businessman. Has he lost some businesses? Yes, but he's also succeeded in businesses. So, I think that's a good thing. But whether it's him or somebody in the next 4 years. We've got to get past this first 4 years that's in front of us right now. And if you're voting for Hillary, God help you, because your head is not where it needs to be. Okay. You're not thinking clearly. How can you trust, again, a woman that's lied to you the whole time? We've got great Americans out there that deserve better. And yet you've got things like Barack wanting to bring in, 50,000 refugees now? Again, we're pushing 50% or better unemployment. And the thing about the unemployment rate, the liberals want to play up and say it's not as good. Well, after so long of being unemployed, they take you off the unemployment ticket. So you're just considered out of work, not unemployed. You don't want to work. Well, that could be the case. We got a bunch of lazy asses out there that don't want to get off and make some money. There's jobs out there to be had. Okay. I see them all the time. You got to get out and do it. But bringing in 50,000 more people on top of the ones we already have out of work and the ones that can't find a job, who's going to pay for that? That goes back to Bernie. Everybody liked Bernie, or the people that liked him, I should say, not everybody, but the people that liked him. Why? Because he promised them free stuff. Guys and gals, America wasn't built on getting free stuff. Nobody gave us anything. We earned what we got. And I don't want to hear we took it away from X, Y, and Z. Okay. Yeah. I mean, that was a long time ago. I'm tired of hearing about how the Indians were treated. I'm tired of hearing about slavery. That was a long time ago. This is the big boy world, a big boy game. We've got to move past that. Okay. I've never had a slave. I don't know anybody in my family that's ever had a slave, and all these people that are complaining about being slaves, like, our first lady complaining about waking up in a house that slaves built. She's never been a slave. She probably doesn't have anybody in her family that she can say that was a slave. So let's stop talking about that. Let's move forward. Okay. That's what we have to do as a country. Yes, I'm the angry American, and yes, it pisses me off. Okay. But I want you to get pissed off. I want you to get engaged. You can't do that sitting on your couch and not voting. Okay. Get out and do the vote. We're going to continue every week to talk about what pisses you off. And we're going to have some fun too. It's not going to be strictly political. I got some crazy topics. I've asked people to send me topics. Somebody wants to talk about Vietnam vets. We could do that, but I think that's been pretty much talked about quite a lot as well. But right now, the most important thing is what's in front of us, and that's the 4 years we got. All right. So face that. Think about it. Don't sit on your butt. If you're going to vote third party, at least you're voting. I think you're throwing a vote away, but hey, at least you're getting out there and voting. You may be thinking that, I'm voting for what I believe in. Well, that may be good, but like I've said before, voting for what you believe in and voting for what's going to make a change is a whole different thing. If you play the stock market, where do you put your money? You put it at something that's going to make you money. You may not like the stock that you're buying, but why did you buy it? Because it's going to make you money. So when you go to place a vote, when you go to the polls, make that vote count. Okay. And in my opinion, you know where it is. I'm not even going to have to go there again. But again, thanks so much for tuning in. This has definitely been a enlightening experience with the text I've been getting, and I've kind of rambled on a little bit, but I'm good at that. So that's what I do. And it's been a really fun time with you guys. It's amazing that we've gone an hour already, and time is coming close. We're watching the clock tick down. I got 30 seconds left to go, and we're going to a commercial break. So again, thanks for tuning in with Highway Jack and our first debut here with the Angry American Show on Just for Fun Radio. And why do we say that? Because it's just for fun. And I'll piss you off every now and then. So that's all good. That's the way it goes. We're going to commercial. Thanks so much. See you next week or talk to you soon. God bless you. God bless America.
Remember, you're still live on video.
Yeah.
Say bye to everybody.
Bye, everybody. Sign off at. Oh, you got that. Yeah, timer 2. That's why I like my mouse set up, because I can remember which is what.
Yeah.